Next step is to, if you're really strapped for money and you want to be able to find the books online, or you want to get a book, a physical book, a next step is to go to the library. Um, the UC Irvine library, or the library system that we have for the UC system, is by far very vast and useful. And you can find almost any textbook available. And if our library does not have it, they'll get it for you. And it's free of charge, as long as you're a UCI student. So just hunt mechanics of materials, search. So you go to the main UCI website, go to the search feature, and then search. Now, here's the book right here, Mechanics of Material. Here's one thing to note. There's a thing called View All Editions and Formats. You might want to click on that just to get an idea of the different editions here. Now, there's something up with this one, and it's a little bit fishy, but don't worry about it. I'm just saying be cautious of this and know that it's there. So, I mean, I'm going to click on this and see if it's available in their UCI library. Now, if you click on the book, you'll see all this information. UC Irvine Libraries. Um, it doesn't seem to be at UC Irvine, so that's not too good. But you can actually borrow it from a different school. So let's see. I'll check this at UC Berkeley. 0 of 1 available. It's being checked out by someone, unfortunately. This one too at UC Merced, and here at UC San Diego. And you're like, well, why is that? Well, it's because people are doing the same thing you're doing, and these books might actually be on class reserve. So people know about this strategy, and I mean, people are using this to their advantage as well. So now we're in a pinch. I mean, what can we do? So here's when I was talking about the importance of checking and asking your professor if I can still use the previous edition. Now, if they say it's fine, let's say for instance I can use the 4th edition, and the only difference is that the problems are different, then I can use the same book, just go to the library and get it on reserve. Textbooks are usually put on reserve, and you just need to ask the professor, can you put the textbook on reserve? And then they'll put it on reserve, and then you can just go to the library, copy the homework problems down, and then just keep the one you checked out. So let's let's try another situation here. So I'm going to type in the whole author's name, and I am going to look for another Mechanics of Material book written by him from a previous version. Now this is a little bit of a search field. It's not obvious. And I think it's this one right here. So let's click on Mechanics of Materials. Actually, let's click back, click View All Editions and Formats. Okay, so here's what I was saying about the whole weird situation beforehand. Now, in this situation, we actually see all the textbooks already. So this is actually the 4th edition textbook here, and then here's the 3rd edition. Again, ask your professor, is it okay if I use the 4th edition textbook versus the 5th edition textbook, and see if there are any major differences. They usually will tell you. So let's assume we're going to be able to use the 4th edition book. We contacted the professor and he said, well, it's fine. You can use the 4th edition book. Okay. I'm going to click on that and find more information about it. Let's see. It's not available. Someone checked it out, obviously. They were thinking ahead of time. Let's see. Maybe it's available somewhere else. Let's check UC or Berkeley. Okay, it's available. It's also available at UC Davis, Merced, and so forth. So people might not be looking at the older edition because they want to use a new edition, but again, ask your professor to see if it's okay. Now the catch is you can't check out these books from the other libraries for very long. You might be able to check them out for a couple of weeks. So you're going to have to kind of do a little bit of jumping in, jumping some hoops. You might have to check out the book from UC Berkeley for a couple of weeks, and then at the same time, check the UC Davis library book simultaneously. You might be thinking, well, this is just way too much work. It's not worth my time. Again, it just depends on how much money you're trying to skimp on and save, and if you really want to do this. This method can work. It just can be a little bit risky because you might need a textbook and you can't get access to it. But usually textbooks are put on reserve at your own library by the professor, and you can always read it then. But then people could read it as well, and you might not be able to read it when you want to. So use this strategy. Also, one other thing I want to point out is you can always renew a textbook. Let's say you checked one out online. You need to first you go to the library and get your card activated if you haven't done it. But you need to click on My Ant Pack at the UCI Irvine Library. I'll show you one more time. It's right here, My Ant Pack. It's inconveniently placed for some reason. And I don't have any books checked out, but it'll show up here in my record. And you can recheck out a book online by clicking a button and typing in your PIN, and you'll be able to recheck out a book online. Now, if a person requests a book, well, you're going to have to send it and submit it back. But if no one does, you can check it out for, I believe, a very long time. So this is some of the strategies you can use. The last strategy I don't really recommend. It does go against copyrights and stuff like that, and it's up to you, but I mean, if you really are in a pinch, you can take pictures of the textbooks. I only recommend if you would take pictures of the actual problems that are not on your new edition of the book, but if you really want to, be careful with the copyright laws involved, but you can take pictures of the textbook, or you can get it scanned if you want as well. And that I leave up to you. I'm just throwing out that possibility. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, send me an email. All right, good luck. Just one more quick message that I forgot to actually add in is now that you know, let's say that you can use the 4th edition and you don't want to actually check it out from the library, go back to the search websites and try to find if your book is available for that edition. And what you'll notice is, let's say 5th edition isn't there, or maybe you can find the 4th edition that you were trying to check out. And you can see here that you can actually find the book for quite a lot cheaper. And this is the, I believe, the 4th edition. So let's check it out real quick. So look, you can find the 4th edition book for $12. And it might be paperback, I'm not exactly sure, but $12 is available as an available price. So what did we start with? We started with about $184 for this particular textbook. We found out if we had to use the 5th or the 4th edition. If we found out we could use the 4th edition, we went to the libraries, looked for it. Then we could go back and check on these websites. So instead of going through all that trouble of trying to check out the book, you might as well just spend $12 to get the book and just keep a copy with yourself. And I just wanted to end the tutorial with that. And so just wanted to add that last tidbit because this could actually be really helpful for you. So it can make a big price difference from the latest edition to the previous edition. So always make sure if you can use the previous edition. All right, thank you.